Welcome to Snooze and Stories. Settle in. Let the night wrap itself around you like a blanket. In the quiet of the evening, where the world slows and the air is thick with stories yet to be told, we journey to a place where time moves like water. This tale is set in a village that sleeps quietly beside a winding river. Elias hears the river hum, a song too soft for most to notice. His grandmother calls it the river lullaby, old as the stones, older than memory. The river knows things, forgotten stories, lost voices. But tonight, it speaks to Elias. It whispers of release, an offer to carry his memories away, to lighten the burden he's too young to bear. As the night deepens and the river coils like a secret through the misty valley of northern Europe, Elias faces a choice: to hold the weight of the past close to his chest, or let the river swallow it whole. Let's begin. The river was always there, before the houses, before the people. It lay quiet, folded between the hills, brown, like earth turned to water. In the night, it hummed, a song no one remembered the words to, not even the old ones. Elias heard it, the river song, soft, like something half forgotten, like someone whispering your name from a long way away. "Do you hear it?" his grandmother would say. Her voice was thin now, like paper, like the crinkling of leaves. She would tell him stories of things the river knew, of people it had swallowed, people who left and never came back. But tonight, she was quiet. The stories stayed behind her eyes, in the folds of her mind, waiting. Elias lay beside her, his small hand on hers, feeling the coolness of her skin. She felt like the pages of an old book, thin, fragile. He held on, afraid she might slip away. The river hummed tonight. Elias sat up, his chest tight. Outside the window, the water shimmered, and the moon was caught in it, like a secret, like a promise. It spoke then. Elias. Elias. He froze. His small feet tangled in the sheets. The voice was in the air, in the floorboards, in the river. I remember, it said. Not like his grandmother, no. It wasn't a story this time. The river was speaking for itself. I remember all of them. The ones who laughed, the ones who cried, the ones who forgot, and the ones who couldn't. Elias' breath came short. He felt like he was drowning, even though the water was far away. I can help you, the river whispered. Give me your memories. The ones you don't want, I'll keep them safe, here in the dark. Elias thought of his mother, of her laughter, bright like sunlight, and her leaving, quiet like the closing of a door. Some memories are heavy, the river said. You don't want to carry them. His heart hurt. He didn't want the memories. He didn't want to lose them either. What will I be without them? He thought. He said. But the river didn't answer. For a long time, Elias stood by the window. The river stretched out below him, dark and endless, winding its way through the valley like a secret thread pulled through a tapestry. He watched the way it caught the moonlight, how the surface rippled and shimmered as if the water was alive, breathing. I remember, the river murmured again, softer this time, like a lullaby drifting through the night. And Elias remembered too. He remembered the day his mother left, her eyes soft but sad, her hands cold in his. The weight of her absence settled over the house like dust, silent and thick. His father stopped smiling after that. The house grew quieter, as if afraid to wake the memories. His grandmother's stories had been his only refuge. The way she'd weave them out of nothing, spinning tales from the thin air, from the whispers of the past. She told him that the river could listen, that it carried secrets, but she never said it would speak. Now, it was asking him to give something back. He thought about his mother again, the way she smiled when she held him, the smell of her perfume, like lavender. He thought of the way her voice sounded when she sang him to sleep. a song he couldn't quite remember now. Some memories are heavy, the river said. Give them to me. Elias squeezed his eyes shut, his chest tight. The thought of letting go felt both like a relief and a loss. If he let the river take the hurt, would it take her too? What if the memories slipped away completely, and all that remained was a hollow space where she used to be? He turned away from the window, glancing back at his grandmother. She was still sleeping, her breath shallow and slow. There was a peace in her face, something soft and far away. He wondered what memories she held, and if they weighed her down too. I can take them from you, the river's voice hummed, but it was quieter now, fading into the night. Elias took a step closer to the bed, feeling the cold floor beneath his bare feet. He wanted to tell the river no, to say that some things couldn't be given away, not yet, maybe not ever. But he didn't say anything. Instead, he climbed back into bed, pulling the blanket up to his chin. The weight of memories pressed down on him, warm and heavy, like a quilt made of stories. He listened as the river continued to hum, its song softer now, more distant, as if it knew he wasn't ready. Not yet. Elias didn't dream that night. Or maybe he did. But the dreams were quiet, slipping away like the river, soft and slow. When he woke, the sun was just beginning to peek through the curtains, casting the room in pale golden light. His grandmother was still asleep, her breathing steady, and for a moment everything felt still. He thought of the river again, its voice, its offer. But the morning made it felt less real, like something imagined in the dark, like a shadow that disappeared with the first touch of sunlight. Maybe the river didn't need his memories after all. Maybe it was just another story. But when Elias looked out the window, the river was still there, winding through the valley, quiet and waiting, always waiting.